Hey everyone, welcome back to the Broken Shifter podcast, where we have had to go back to doing it the old-fashioned way instead of streaming it. Because of technical difficulties. Thanks a lot, Twitch. Anyways, seriously, don't decommission me. Anyways, I'm Hurdon.
I'm Carbon.
I'm Caboose.
I'm Amp.
And we're going to discuss the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. And Caboose had a few words he wanted to say about the video you're going to see.
Yep, so from here until whenever it's finished, we are going to be working on about a 5/8 scale Martinsville. Make it a fun little project and something to show for our effort at the end of the season.
Fine.
We'll be posting pictures of it on our Twitter, and when it's all done,
At
probably
Broken
post it
Shifter
up to
Podcast.
Reddit. Yep, Broken Shift Pod, as the handle. Or you can look up I'm Always Last. That would be our name also.
Yep. So I will not be in there building with him during the podcast as I'm hosting, but that's the plan. And then we're gonna have a podcast where we all race it, hopefully at Martinsville. When we do the Martinsville podcast, that would be really, really cool. Anyways, Caboose, you want to give us stage winners? This one's going to be an easy one.
Busch, and Busch. And Busch.
We're carrying it next week too, right?
Pretty much.
Kyle Busch
bunch
of
Kyle Busch quite literally had the perfect race. He qualified first. He won every stage. He won the race. He never screwed up a pit, or his pit team had like an amazing run the whole way around. He literally had a perfect race.
It was his
Pretty
race.
soon, it could have turned into a Busch commercial. Busch.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Shut up.
It's so sad that the person sponsored by Busch beer was hitting the wall. Speaking of which, Kevin Harvick, All-Star race winner. There were
That
some
was a
shocks
crazy
as
race.
to yeah.
That was fun.
Charlotte produced a lot more events than I expected over the course of 2 weeks. And I think everybody was pretty happy with that because we've had some pretty damn dull races this year at tracks such as Martinsville, where we're expecting so much more. So, how would you rate the Coke 600? Give me a 1 to 10 scale, guys, real quick.
As a challenge for the lead, I'd give it about a 2. As for a natural broadcast and a race to watch, I'd give it about a 9. 8 or 9.
Carbon?
Yeah. As a race, as a whole, I'm just gonna give it about 6.5. I think it's a comfortable number.
Okay. Because there were a lot of incidents, but it was just kind of boring in between, and we just watched Kyle Busch lead the whole race.
Like Caboose said, it was boring at the if you're watching the front of the pack, but they were doing a pretty good job of broadcasting everything that wasn't happening there. So
And
there was a lot
that's
of good
nice to
racing
see.
going on.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
slide
it's
moves
about time.
or slide jobs or whatever the fuck it was called. Yeah, some interesting
Very
stuff.
nice
I
to
think.
see. Yeah. Amp?
I'll give it about a 7. I mean, it wasn't the worst race that we've seen, but it could have been a little bit better. But a lot of the big names that were expected to do the best that weekend
Harvick.
taken out. Yeah.
Harvick's the big one. And seeing as how I didn't watch it and I only watched the highlights, for Charlotte, I'm going to give it an 8 just based on the sole fact that Charlotte almost never has any issues, and there were actually some issues. And there were 2 lanes working, so yeah. I'll throw an 8 out there, even though I didn't see it. I'm just the host here and watch the rewind on it. So we had a few incidents during the race, and Austin Dillon, and what I am assuming, I cannot confirm it, was a number 3 car throwback to Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s Suzuka car during the exhibition race in Japan. It had the Coca-Cola, it had the paint scheme. The only difference was it had the American flag on it. And I thought that was a sweet looking car. he got into the wall. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody really gives a shit about that. Harvick, probably the only person that could have challenged Kyle Busch for the win. He blew a front left, which is kind of uncommon. Normally it's a right rear, maybe a right front, due to the heavy weight load that those tires have on them. So, I think that took Kyle Busch's competition away. Logano, to me, had a car to compete, but I don't know. What do y'all think? You think Harvick, if he had been around at the end, would have been able to close it?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, with the way his season has gone, it's his to throw away at this point.
It's either Harvick or Busch. That's all you're getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Chevrolet.
Unless someone pulls something out of their ass.
Yeah. Unless
Penske's
Chevrolet were
close.
to pull something out of their ass, which they actually showed speed this week.
They've been getting better.
As a whole.
At a cookie cutter track.
Which is where they've been struggling pretty much the worst.
Yeah.
Good at the plate tracks and good at the short tracks. Sucking absolute donkey dick at the cookie cutters. So, yeah. When Harvick hit the wall, he pancaked it. And it basically just ruined the right front of his car. The camber was so far off, and that was pretty much the end of his day.
I think it was the
Jimmy
first
Johnson.
time.
Go ahead.
Oh, real quick, I think
Carry
it was
on.
like the
It was
first
his-
time in like 100-something races that he's wrecked out, like fully wrecked out in the beginning.
And
of
it
a
was
race
also
or
his
something, like, on the
first.
first stage. I think
It was his
and then-
first career last place finish.
Yeah.
Wow. And he's been around for a
First
long time.
one.
That's an impressive stat.
Since 02, 01?
I
No,
like that
01.
stat. Thanks for bringing that stat. Always got these guys around for something. Usually comedy.
We browsed the Reddit.
Anyways, yeah, to browse the Reddit. Yeah, I don't browse the Reddit. Anyways, Jimmy Johnson pulls down in front of Hamlin, and that was something we wanted to discuss too. And we'll get back to the Johnson thing. Apparently, there was major issues with radio
Johnson.
communication. And I don't know much about that, so I'm gonna let Carbon, Caboose, and Amp control that part of the conversation. Have at it.
That was fun to listen to. Basically what happened was somebody hacked into the frequency and was talking on the radios and stuff like that, and the drivers could hear, the spotters could hear. They were all yelling at him to get off. Happened a couple times. It was kind of hilarious.
Caboose.
Well, the ironic thing was earlier in the race we were saying, well, what would happen if someone brought a jammer? Well, I guess we found out.
Yeah. It was funny how it was that race conveniently too.
Totally wasn't one of us at the track or anything.
No, not at all.
Hey, I have an alibi.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't have a life,
Just
so I can't get over there.
Just,
money.
just for NASCAR's sake, none of us have enough money and are not monetized by YouTube to go to a damn Coca-Cola 600. Wartime, or like somebody said, a life. So, definitely was not us that did that. Although, I feel like somebody just put us under investigation for that. Thanks for that.
We're on a
dickhead.
list.
Yeah. On the,
I'm
on
finally on a
the
list.
NASCAR criminal war list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find it
That's
hilarious how Bowman, when the fan was doing that, just basically went over the radio and went, "Shut the fuck up."
And that's what they needed to do. But something we had never seen in a NASCAR race before, but if you are wanting something new in life, move to Virginia and experience the weather. Or watch a NASCAR race. Because you never know when somebody might run over a groundhog, somebody might hack the radios, or somebody might run into a jet fuel dryer and blow half the racetrack up.
Or
Needless
climb
to
the catch
say-
fence, which they did again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
The whole
Seems like a
Coke 600
tradition
was full
now.
of morons.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you race late at night. People get drunk during the day. I'm not going to say I haven't done it at Richmond numerous times. I've never climbed the catch fence though. P.S. If you like boobies, go to a NASCAR race. That's a night race. You'll see plenty of them.
Sponsored by Tits R Us.
Johnson. Yeah, Tits R Us. Go to Richmond. Jimmy Johnson pulled down in front of Denny Hamlin. And, yeah, sponsored by Hooters. Jimmy Johnson pulled down in front of Denny Hamlin. And for once, I can't blame Hamlin for something. And I know it's got to be the fact it was Jimmy Johnson's spotter fucked it again, just like he did with Dale Jr. the other year when Johnson just ran Jr. into the wall. Johnson goes around, and it's Logano and Eric Jones. It's a very minimal damage, but it just like, what the hell is Jimmy Johnson doing anymore? It's like you finally get some speed and you're making stupid moves. It's got to be his damn spotter. Opinions, please.
I don't know. I just feel like Johnson's car has just been more than what he could handle, which is saying a lot for Jimmy Johnson. And it's not so much the spotter's fault as it is Jimmy just being tired of not being fast enough and then making the car.
Yeah.
Him and Chackenhouse making the car a little too loose and just not
And
being
that's the
able
way
to
he
hold on
likes
to
it.
in traffic. He likes it loose, but there is such thing as too loose.
Yeah, when you don't have the speed to
Caboose
carry
saying
that
that's weird.
looseness. Yeah.
Yeah, I like my cars loose on racing games. Yeah.
I'm the exact opposite. You know, I like them tight like a tiger. Although I don't know if a tiger's tight. Carbon, what's your opinion on the Jimmy Johnson move in front of Hamlin?
Well, it's definitely been a repeat of something that's happened a lot this season, is him just not being able to control that car. Might be
Like
time
him
to
having a brain fart.
figure that out, I guess. I don't know.
Overdriving
Maybe he's getting old. He's getting old.
Yeah. It's like he has a brain fart or something like that, or either that or he's got the worst spotter ever. And he's just making dumb mistakes, and it's him trying to get to the front. Amp?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm starting to wonder if it's not just Jimmy and besides the new car for this year, if it's time that they start changing up some of the crew. I'm not saying get rid of Chad Knaus because, well, we know how well they work together. But
Yeah.
maybe pump some fresh blood with some new spotters or something like that. I think it was a damn shame that they got rid of TJ Majors last year and he got over to
It was a dumb
Penske.
fucking move. It was a really dumb move. Who's he spotting for now? I can't remember.
Jolo.
Joey.
Who? Jolo?
Joe
Alright,
Logano.
well, yeah. TJ Majors is definitely one of the top tier spotters.
TJ
And he's
Maynard.
funny to listen to on the radio. On the radio, it's just fun to listen to him. Especially hearing Dale Jr. telling him, "Does this have anything to do with the race?" No. I was just joking. Shut the fuck up then.
Yeah, and
If you want the jokes, go to Boyer's radio.
Oh yeah, Boyer under caution is best radio. Hit that 14 on the radio, and you'll. If you ever go to a race in life,
Or when he's chasing.
hit
Or
that
if he's
14.
chasing the leader.
Yeah. Boyer has fun.
Jaws theme.
Dun,
Amp, not that side.
All right. So,
But no, Chevrolet as a
Blaney
whole
looked like
they
a.
were.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get to the manufacturers here in a bit, but yeah, Chevy they're catching back up. Blaney looked like a meteor hitting the earth.
That fucker blew up.
Man,
He was
I
the
have not
fireworks
seen
show.
a car. I haven't seen a car on fire like that. And when you got people on the radio telling you run it through the grass, tear the car up, just
Get that fucker to stop.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get the fuck out the car. Yeah, so that's what happened with Blaney. There's not much to say. Basically, the engine blew, oil went everywhere, and the whole car went up in flames because the oil was flammable. I don't think
Someone
there's a
gave
whole
him
lot to
that-
say about that. Had a fast car. too.
Someone gave him the same mixtape that they gave Morgan Shepherd 2 years ago when his car exploded.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch was lit. as you would say, Amp.
Fucking like the
Like it
anti
ran
version
over
of Rocket
Man.
Man.
Ran into a jet dryer.
I
Only takes
honestly
Juan.
I think he had more fire on his car than Juan Pablo did when he ran in the jet dryer.
Well, most of the fire from that was on the ground for Juan.
Yeah. Yeah.
For Juan.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be a joke there?
It only took Juan.
No,
What?
but I guess we'll make
For
it a
one.
joke.
It only happened one time. Alright, so
Moving on.
Everybody wanted to make comments on the All-Star package and format and all that, so I'm just gonna let y'all take it away on that.
Oh, well, duh. Come on. We have to do qualifying like that from now on. That's my vote. No
I
speed
second.
limits on pit road for
Can you
qualifying.
imagine doing that
None.
at Pocono?
That was awesome to watch. So much better.
Old school, man. Early 90s?
I would
late 80s?
watch qualifying. I would start watching qualifying if they do that. Right now,
I
I
think
don't
a
watch
lot of people
qualifying
would.
just because it's boring as frickin' all gets out. But
That's how the races used to be, man.
let's bring it
You
back.
go as fast as you want.
Oh, sorry, ran you over, but whatever.
You shouldn't have been there.
But
Then you get a penalty. Ran over crew member
yeah, no, I didn't get to watch
Carry-
most of the
carrying
All-Star
pit
race,
road
so I don't
equipment.
know how it.
onto pit
I don't
road
exactly-
and you're carrying the gas man.
I don't exactly know
They're gonna
how
be
the actual package went, the body package, aero package.
It was
I don't think it was described that one.
It
I
was the same
believe-
one as Indy last year for Xfinity.
for Xfinity. This is the equivalent of that, yeah. So a big front splitter, the 2014 splitter, open ducts to the wheel wells. I think it was like
Wheel
a
wells.
6-inch. I think it was like a 6-inch spoiler with another 6-inch on top of that. Dog ears, if I remember that's what they're called.
Yeah.
And I think that was about it for aerodynamically. Oh yeah, and aerodynamically that's it. And a big ass restrictor plate, and I mean a big ass restrictor plate. They were able to go flat out all the way around, like as if it was Talladega Daytona.
All right. So let's just go ahead and carry on with this. We've already covered that portion of TV broadcast doing a very good job of showing the actual racing on the track. Chevy showing some speed. We've talked about that, but we haven't talked about who. Jimmy Johnson until the incident. Casey Kane spent a lot of time up front. Newman was up top 10 for most of the race. Excuse me. Yeah, the hiccups. Newman was up there. Bowman's been lurking. Jamie Mack had a nice run. Chase, he's always a threat. I feel like he's about the best Chevy besides Larson to win, and obviously Larson showing some speed. So it's just those two Chevy teams pretty much. And Casey Kane at his best track, he put on a good clinic. And I know Caboose wants to talk about Casey Kane, so.
Yeah, no, what I want to do is I actually wanted to comment a little bit more on the All-Star package.
Oh, my bad.
I feel like we need to bring a package similar to that to the intermediates. Maybe without that big-ass restrictor plate. I feel like that would provide some pretty badass competition. Because the cars were sucking up to each other, but the drivers still had to drive.
Maybe. Yeah.
Then use the
All right.
Talladega package.
I mean,
The Talladega Daytona.
the kind of racing that was shown that at the All-Star race had a lot of people excited about how the races were going. Again,
Throwback to early.
Yeah. Like I said, I just feel like we don't need that much of a restrictor plate. If we can have less of a restrictor plate like that and let the cars, still allow to be free from just wheel spinning, I feel like that would provide some good overall racing, since slingshotting would be a thing again. And then for
There's
the
a little
short
bit
tracks,
of
keep this current
throwback.
package.
A little bit of a throwback to late 80s, early 90s style of racing, just with different package for the car itself.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kyle Busch's wife broke out in tears because he has now won at every current track. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Pretty much.
Does anybody
Somebody's
here
jealous.
give a shit?
No. I mean, it's an impressive feat to have, I guess, under your belt.
Yeah,
But
it really is. I mean,
When
I'll
you've
give him
been
that.
caught-
Much.
I don't like Kyle
When you've
Busch,
been
but I
caught
mean, let's
cheating
be
that many
honest
times.
here. Who else can say
Oh,
that?
he's great.
Currently active drivers. Nobody else. So, I mean,
Nope.
he is definitely the best veteran out there right now. No doubt.
He is the premier driver. Kevin Harvick's
He has
close.
something's gonna something big is gonna have to happen to knock him out of
Something big did
last
happen.
year. Kyle Larson, big is gonna have to happen to knock him out of the championship
Final four.
title right now. So
Yep.
he
I
is
think
just
Kyle
the
Busch and
fastest
Kevin
driver
Harvick
this year.
are kind of a lock for the end of the season, and I think Logano's a close third.
I could see Harvick screwing
Fourth.
something up here, but
I could see
then again,
something
he is the
breaking
closer,
for
so-
Harvick, or his
He
pit
doesn't-
crew fucking him, or I could see something going wrong for Kyle Busch and him blaming Goodyear for it.
I hope so. I mean, what?
Yeah, yeah. You
I said
never
out
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for the record, Carbon's going to Homestead this year, and he will be in Kyle Busch's pit. In case something goes wrong, you know who to blame.
You mean something goes right?
Yeah.
Homestead. And Hurdon's paying my way to get to Homestead. Just so you know.
Yep.
It was a
Yep,
nice,
and
generous gift.
You hear it here, folks. Ha.
Okay, and absolutely nothing that was just said is true because he's not going and I'm not fucking paying. So we'll get on.
Well,
to
let's hope the
Pocono,
Kyle
which is
Busch
one of
comment
my-
is true. The bad luck, but yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Pocono, which is a very fun triangular racetrack that is one of my favorites, and we're going to do our picks for it. Let's get on with it. Carbon.
Oh, picks for Pocono. Really can't ignore Blaney. I think he's gonna do what he did last year. He's gonna break his bad luck streak, and he's gonna come back and win this one. As for my dark horse, I literally have no idea. So I'm just no dark horse has been like all that great this year. So I'm just going to there's been good dark horses, but nobody that's win worthy right now. So I'm just gonna take the field.
Okay, we're doing that again.
Motherfucker.
He stole
Beat
my
to it.
joke and Amp's joke.
Fucker.
All right, Caboose, your main and your dark horse. I'm just gonna have
My
to get rid of
main-
the dark horse pick.
For this week, pretty much. Can we get rid of the dark horse pick for this week? Because let's be honest,
Yeah,
it's
just do. Yeah.
two main picks.
It's just the-
Watch now this
just
week a dark horse is
everybody
going
thinks-
to win. Somebody else is going to win, and just because we're taking it away.
Watch it. Watch. There's gonna be a sudden giant fucking cloud of fog, and someone's gonna just barely save enough gas to fucking get a win.
Yep.
Chris Busch.
Jeffrey across
Oh,
the
so
line.
Busch is gonna win again.
Yeah.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's not gonna win. Let's not be stupid.
Fuck you.
I don't even know if he's in the damn race. Anyways, give me
Who's
your
Charlie?
main pick at least, Caboose.
Kyle Busch.
You think the streak continues? Okay. And you're taking the field.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Amp, go on, give me yours and the field. You just need the main pick. That's all you need.
I'm gonna take two. I'm gonna say just like Killen did. I'm gonna go Blaney and Harvick. They were very, very fast last year.
Oh, you're two mains. Okay.
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
No, you can. It's fine.
I'm just-
at this point, who gives a shit? There's everybody's a dark horse except Harvick and Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch. Yeah.
All of them are dark horses.
Larson is in that weird gray area, but even then.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go. It's not Larson's type of track. I think my main's gonna be one Joey Logano because he's got a good
Did
spot.
you say Juan Pablo? Did you say
No.
what?
And my dark horse, I'm actually gonna pick a dark horse. I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott. He still hasn't won.
It's pretty sad.
That win's coming. I just don't know when.
When the first one comes, they're gonna come in bunches. But yeah, I'm
And then he's gonna go to Hooters to celebrate.
I bet you Ryan Newman has a nice race too.
Alright,
and P.S.
so-
from Hurdon, shout out to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with another top 10.
Shout
Very
out to the
nice.
LFR guys on my part.
Shout out to
They,
whoever keeps
you know what?
Facebook
They bring a decent card to
somebody.
Pocono. So you know what? My dark horse is going to be Casey Kane.
All right, there you go. Fair enough. All right, so anyways, guys,
I'm still taking
this
this
is
field
Broken
just
Shifter.
so I can win.
Shut up. This is Broken Shifter podcast, and we hate doing it, but we keep doing it for the ourselves
For
the
no
walls.
views.
For some reason. Stupid reason.
We're the only people that ever watches this fucking pile of shit. But maybe if
Burning pile of
one
shit at
person
this point.
watches it, it'll be worth it. So, if you're that,
If anyone
one,
even actually is watching up till this point that is not
just leave a
currently
fucking
in the
comment.
podcast, leave a comment that says hi. That's all I want.
Let us know
do
you're
it
still
now.
alive.
If you've made it to this point,
Because we don't
But
believe it
anyways.
anymore.
If you made it to this point, we're
If you made it to this point, you probably fell asleep somewhere in the middle of this podcast.
and if you like our lovely voices
you're brain dead.
to fall asleep to, that's great.
God dang,
I
Justin,
fall
that
asleep
got
to some
dark.
love shit. Anyways, I'm Hurdon.
I'm Carvin.
I'm Caboose.
I'm the field,
I pick Amp.
and good night.
And leave a fucking comment.
Or a like or
Booyah.
something. Let us know you're alive, damn it.
Just put me out of my misery.
Booyah.
And go fuck yourself, Justin. That's the podcast.